Hi guys, my beautiful YouTube friends all the way around the world and back again. Welcome to my channel. Now this is a bit of a long one, but I'm covering lots of different things today, so I thought I'd give you a quick catch up with what's been going on. So today's video covers what's happening in the container garden. We're going to look at how I'm going to make some apple cider vinegar, and also collecting and foraging for hawthorn berries that I then am going to turn into a tincture for heart health. So continue to watch and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks guys. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't subscribed already, I'd be really grateful if you did. Give us that thumbs up, click the icon for the bell, and that one will tell you when I upload a new video. I really hope that you do want to follow this channel and continue to grow with me. Blessings!
Okay, so we're out in the patio garden today and I'm just going to show you, or update you with what's going on. Some of it's been really good and some of it's not so good. I had to raise the pots off the ground by putting canes underneath them so you can see those there. And we're just about to start harvesting some of the tomatoes, some of which you can see in there. And as you can see, there's quite a few more to come off really. So I'm very happy with the crop there. And we have some, let me just see if I can keep this camera still while I'm doing it. The courgettes didn't do too good, and neither did the cucumbers. So let's just take a little tour. So the carrots have done really well. I've had one carrot out of there already, so I just pick as I go. I've planted some more chard because the other lot got ate. I've got some more carrots growing here, just under here. And they're coming up okay actually. So I'm hoping to get some more from them. Now the cucumber plant, which got a nice little cucumber there, it kind of died and then it kind of came back to life. So it didn't like being tied up, so I've let it run. And have another little cucumber on there, but I'm not sure what it's doing. I've got one hiding under here. And that is a cucumber spot F1, I think that, yeah. So, not very, I think it might have been, I don't know, I had a lot of problems with it anyway. It seems to be coming good right now. And this one, kind of got one on here, but it's kind of not doing much. It's dead and alive. But again, the trailers are all the way down here, and they actually seem to, I've got a fair few little mini ones. Look, 1, 2, got one there, 3, 4, and there's one over there, 5. So I'm just going to do a trial and see what happens. This one has probably got to come out today because this was the, oh no, that one's got greenery on the end of it as well. What was this one? Oh no, this one might be, oh no, I don't know. See, it's all gotten tied into each other. Not sure. That one doesn't seem to be doing good at the top, but it's okay at the bottom. And this one definitely thought was a goner, and actually still is going at the top. And this is a, let me just stand it up. It is a courgette plant, but I'm just not too sure. It did have some baby courgettes off of it. And the bottom seems to be dead, but the top seems to be doing okay. This is another tomato plant that was just grown from a tomato port that I was eating. And my strawberries are still doing baby strawberries, but it's nice and mild. But they are alpine strawberries, so it wouldn't be enough to make any jam or anything, but they are super sweet. And I really love the taste of them. So I'm happy with that. So the tomatoes are doing great. I'm abundant with tomatoes. So I will be picking, this is super heavy. I will be picking these off today. And so remember this peppers? I don't know whether I filmed it or not. But this was pepper. This is a pepper plant from a normal. We've got loads of little buds, loads of little flowers. Underneath here, if I can get in, there's actually beautiful pepper growing. I don't know whether I can get that on camera. And there's another flower here. But I've got loads of little flowers, loads, all of these little buds. And this is just a store-bought pepper that I planted the seeds, or I threw the seeds on some. I might trim it back. I've never grown them before. My wildflowers have gone completely wild and now dried off and the pods are there. Now this was the chickpea, and I've left it because I have got to do it today, but I left it to see if it was going to produce anything else, to see what would happen if I left it. Now I did get some pods on this, but there wasn't enough to do anything with them, and to be honest I didn't know when to harvest them, so it was a bit of a learning curve. That one's going to come out today and free that pot up. Beans. Now we have got quite a few bean stories, so it is growing them, but they were a little bit struggly to start off with. So sorry about that noise in the background, but the gardeners are here. Then I planted some other potatoes, so those ones are, I've planted 3 Pentland Java in that pot and in that pot. These are the onions that I pulled that are still drying, which is great because in fact they've rooted again. They've put the roots back down in the soil. How crazy is that? I've got 2 pots which I only put in. I only put these in about 2 weeks ago. And these are, what are these called? Sharps. And that's come on really good. This is a beautiful, I've got a couple of lovely beans here. I'll get the foliage out of the way. So I'm happy with that one. Now, these are beetroot. But again, I've not had, I mean they're growing, but I've not had much success with them. And they're the long thin beetroots. They grow about this long. Over here, this is chard, isn't it? I think. Yeah. So this is chard. I planted it again because again it's all this leaf vine was happening. This is another marrow that died. It had black fly over it, and I've just left it, and it seems to be fruiting again, which is great. I've given up on this poor little, I thought I had given up on it, poor little bean plant, but again I've let it go because it seems to want to go down rather than up, which is fine by me. So I've got some beans that need to come off there. My kale plant got completely eaten by butterflies, but again it was a good strong stalk, a couple of stalks, I've left them, and that's coming back to life. What's in here? Another bean plant by the looks of it. Yeah, a dwarf bean. So I might take the lid off that, this little hat off that when I'm ready. Another dwarf bean plant. What have we got in here? See if there's anything on here. I did pick off of here last week and I had a good, so I'm not sure where we got up to because the camera cut off, but another bean plant down here. This bean plant's provided me with these beautiful beans, which are so super tasty. My chard again, not doing too good. Gone to seed and it tastes awful. It tastes really, really earthy, like the leaves are fine, but if you eat the stalks, oh god, it's disgusting. Anyway, but we'll carry on. Now that was cut and come again, I think, spinach. I replanted this one with, what did I kale. Radish is still in that one. This one was charred again, I replanted. Oh no, this was cut and come again spinach. And then I replanted some more charred in this one, which is just starting to come up. And one solitary radish. I did plant 4 or 5 in there. And then I'm going to take these off. Look, these have flourished in the last couple of days. That's my bed of lettuce, which is just doing great. This one doesn't seem to do so good, and I'm not sure why, because it's got a lot of drainage. But that tall one was, as I say, going to come out here today and do this. And again, I've planted rocket in here, and it's coming, but it's a little bit slow. And actually, I think that soil is probably too wet. That's my theory on that. Now, my nasturtium, which the black flies had in the summer, has also, thankfully, come back to life. So that's the garden part, really. So, not too bad. Could be better, could be worse. So I'm off now to harvest my tomatoes. So I'll catch you up later, because I'm going to add this video into some more bits and pieces that I'm doing today. So I'll see you in a little while. So back to the hawthorns that we picked yesterday. So I've just washed them, and they're just sitting on top of a bamboo cloth to absorb a little bit more of the moisture. Before I put them in here, which is just my mini dehydrator, and I will dehydrate them, I don't know, probably, well, until they're dry, really. That could take 2-3 days. I only do the setting at 40 degrees. So let's just see if I can get you on a pod so I can show you how I do that. Now I could use the, but I'm not going to, whatever these are called, the wax papers, because they won't fall through just at the moment. They will later, but they'll only go down into the tray here, so it doesn't really matter. See if I can do this without dropping them all in the drawer. I probably won't be able to. I don't even know if you can see me. I am on camera, I think. Okay, so let's just get... Well, if I'm going to make a mess, I might as well do it on screen, right? Okay, let's see if we've got me. I'm not going to leave the bamboo sheet on, people. Panic not. And it's okay if they drop through, you see, because they will dehydrate. A few may drop through, I don't know. Ooh. Yeah, a few have dropped through, but that's okay, because it's still going to work. If they're on top or underneath. I just think when they sit in the little, if I can get them in these little squares, then they will a sort of a half failed plan. Right, let's get rid of that. Look at those little red jewels everywhere. Let's just get these out from under here. And again, they might not all stay on the tray. I'm hoping they will. They might not, they might be a little bit too small. That's okay. You kind of just gotta get clever. And it doesn't matter if there's a few that sit on top of each other. Right, so what I know about doing this before is that this tray will go down to about this many. So I'm not going to have
many. Put the lid on, plug it in, that might work. Possibly plug it in at the wall, that might work as well. So, and then I just set this to 40 degrees and the timer to 24 hours and just let it go. And what will happen is that they will end up dehydrating. Whoops, sorry. What I do with them then, once they're dehydrated, is this. Now this is a jar of dehydrated haws, and I only started this off. Those hawthorn berries were from 2017. Yeah, so the haws were dried from 2017, and then I've put them in vodka now in 2019, and just shake them up every day. So this is going to be the tincture, so no sugar or anything, because that would make wine, alcohol. I've just put the vodka, plain vodka, the highest percentage I can find in the UK, just cheapo, £10 a bottle from Sainsbury's. And then just let this sit now for 3 months or so, or longer. And this batch then, sorry, I'll finish my sentence. This is then a Hawthorne tonic that you can take a teaspoon every day, just to keep your heart strong, keep your cholesterol levels low. But obviously when you're hedgerow picking, just remember that if you don't know what the look of a red berry is on a tree and you don't recognise it, don't pick it, because some red berries in this country are very poisonous. And I do know what a hawthorn tree looks like, and these were picked from the wild, and so that in the dehydrator now will be my next batch, because it takes 3 months at least to get the tincture going. So this one will be ready for December. I'm hoping I will have dehydrated these by the end of the week, so that I can then tincture those up, so that I've then got a constant flow. And I've been out of rhythm with this for a while actually, so on my getting back into my rhythm, I'm also on a mission this week to, I'm going to bring one in that I've already done. I'm going to bring this one in and this one. So, can you guess what it is yet? So, this was made in March 2019. And this is fire cider, made from, you guessed it, apple cider vinegar. Now, here's my story with this. When I was looking to purchase some raw, unpasteurised, unfiltered, organic apple cider vinegar with the mother, that's important. It was pretty expensive. Well, I was in my best friend's shop. I'll say that again. I was in the shop that I like the best, and I find it to be my best friend these days, my go-to shop. It is the one and only Aldi. And I think it was only, sorry, my camera cut off, so I'll do that bit again just in case it didn't catch. So Aldi, but I can't remember the price, it wasn't much. So I bought loads of bottles because I use a lot of organic apple cider vinegar. Not only do I use it to make the fire cider, but I also use it as a hair rinse. And I use it as I use everything. I use it as a cleaner in my kitchen along with white vinegar. I use it in my beauty routines. I use it in baking. I use it in salads. I use it, there's me in my cupboard and apple cider vinegar. If you go in my cupboard, all you'll see is cider vinegar or white vinegar. You won't see cleaning products. You won't see chemicals, and I don't certainly put chemicals on my hair, that's for sure. So because I'm going through so much of it, and although Aldi's not too far away from me, it is quite a way when you have to carry it all back on the bus. So I decided, right, I've got to get clever here and make my own. And that started about a month ago when I bought loads of these bottles. I decanted it into a flip-top jar and put some mint in it. Little did I know what was going to happen, but I was very excited with what happened. I went to get it, to decant it into my spray bottle to put in the shower for my hair, and I found scobies, mothers, actually growing, and they were as big as the jar top. So they were beautiful. I couldn't believe my eyes. So I've now got a jar full of scobies, and actually I've still got them. Here they are, because I'm slowly decanting them. So what you can see in here, those slimy looking alien things, I love them. These are, I've decanted these from the big jar that there was this, and squished them into this little jar, and left some apple cider vinegar in there, because this is what I'm going to use now. So that's my, so I've decanted one lot, homemade cider vinegar, and actually that's got some mother in it, by the looks of it. Yeah, look, I don't know whether that's going to pick it up on camera, but there's already some slipped into that one. So I might need to see. You see all this in the bottle? It's coming down now. That's all the mother. And I actually strained this one yesterday. So this homemade one, again, a pound to a pinch of doodah, it's going to start fermenting itself again and grow another SCOBY on there. So anyway, back to my story, because I'm going off on a tangent. So I thought, right, to make some more, I don't really need to buy any more because I've got my scobies, got my mothers. So yesterday, when I was out, remember I showed you the apple tree? Well, I did bring some home, just 6, and I've put them in here with some of my mother that I've already made and bottled it off. But that gave me the inspiration. Well, that's not going to be enough because I use quite a lot. So I was like, oh, well, I know where there's a crab apple tree, because it doesn't matter what apples you use, it's the fermentation process that is required. So today's mission is I'm going to leave that to ferment until it's fermented and done what it needs to do. And that's got a cup of, probably about that much actually, maybe that much, of the actual cider vinegar with a couple of the mother scobies in there to start the fermentation process off. Whoops. I've got a lid in there to keep it down underwater, and then I've got this linen on the top so it can still sort of breathe but not let the fruit flies in, because they love this sort of stuff. So I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to leave that now stand on here, happily running away. But then I thought, okay, well, I'm going through my fire cider quite a lot at the moment, so I need to make some more of this. So to make some more of that, I'm going to need quite a lot of cider vinegar. And this takes, I like to leave mine quite a long time. This was made in March, and I'm only just starting to drink it now, but I know I'm going to drink loads of it over the winter because I love it. So the fire cider, let me just get to that, is made from Rosemary Gladstar's recipe, which you can find online. I'm not going to link it or anything. There's plenty of videos out there showing you how to do that. And I can't do that with you today because this is what's happened. So this has sent me off on another tangent now. So I will be making fire cider vinegar, but this is what's happened to my turmeric. It's decided to shoot roots. So I'm not going to use this, I'm actually going to plant this, which is amazing. and my ginger has decided to shoot. So I'm going to plant these. So that was the fire cider recipe today out the window, because you need turmeric and ginger. So I'm going to be planting those at some point to make my fire cider, which is I've got to get some horseradish as well. So I'm going to take onions from the garden and add some other bits and pieces. But in order to make the fire cider, as I said earlier, I'm going to need cider vinegar, and to have lots of cider vinegar, because I want to make a really long, a good batch, a really big batch, so that I don't have to keep making little batches. I'm going to need some more apples. So back to the beginning of my story is that today I'm off now to go and pick some crab apples, because I know where there's a beautiful tree that will bless me with a lot of apples that can start my cider vinegar process off. And then once that's done, then I can make my fire cider and let that brew, and I've constantly then got it on hand. So what else was there in my little pot of things to do today, other than I've done my garden, I've washed all the tomatoes and I've tasted them and they are delicious. So yeah, now I've got another project to go and plant the turmeric, and I've never grown turmeric before, but as I've been blessed with this, I don't see why I shouldn't have a go, and I'm sure I just put it in soil. But I don't know whether to put it in a round pot, a long pot, because I don't know why, I don't know whether they grow in width, or whether, I know that the plant can grow up to 3 foot tall greenage wise, but I don't actually know how the rhizome grows, whether it grows, well, looking at this, it grows across, and so I don't know. And the same with the ginger. I've never grown it, to be honest, but I'm going to put it in a pot. But it makes me wonder what type of pot I need. So we'll see, because it's an experiment. Anyway, so that's the next part of this video. And sorry, that cut up again then. And I'm going to link it all together to hopefully make one video, because this has been done in all different sections. So yeah, there's nothing else to report really. Haven't done much. I'm just really into foraging at the moment. My energies have been a little bit low and disrupted by external vibrations going on, and I am affected by that quite strongly. And I've been a bit in a dark space, but I'm kind of coming out of it now, which is great. So for any of you that do work with energy and are finding a struggle right now, August was about clearing out and purging and getting rid of, and the September energies coming in really now are actually about rebirthing, thank goodness. And sometimes the rebirth can be quite a painful process. The rebirth, because you kind of, it's a bit like you're not out, but you're not in either. You're not still growing or purging or getting rid of. You're actually between. I'm going to say you're in the 3-dimensional, you're trying to get to the 5th dimensional, and you're actually at the bridge of the 4th dimensional, and you're constantly flowing in between the two, in between 3 and 5 vibrational dimensionals. So, or dimensional vibrations, I should say. So please don't get discouraged with this energy. It can be so difficult to work with, and especially if you're a loner and doing it alone and you don't have support, or even if you have support, they probably won't get it or understand anyway on an energetic level what you're going through, because it's a personal journey, is it not? So all I have to say on that is stay strong, dig deep, put your roots down every day, call upon Mother Earth to hold and anchor you to her heart centre, and hopefully you'll come, well, you will come through the other side, because there's no other way than forward. But it can be hard. So stick with it, and I'll come back to you later.
Okay, so here are all the lovely apples that I've picked. This tree was a corker, but unfortunately all the apples were at the top. And there are some beautiful russets, not very big, and there's some beautiful crabbies, beautiful crabs, but I've got all of these for free. And so now the next job is to chop them all up and put them in vinegar. Well, not put them in with vinegar and water, so that we can make another batch of apple cider vinegar. Okay, so here I've put not all the apples. I filled this 5-litre container up with mainly the smaller apples, and added some of the mother and topped it up with water, and now I'm going to let that sit until it's ready. Really good couple of months. Can sit on the countertop and let it do its thing. And that's what I love about this sort of, I don't know what you call it, this sort of preparation to goodness, that I've been blessed. Mother Earth has blessed me with the food for free, and I've put some love and affirmations into the apples as I was cutting them, saying how amazing they're going to make some good healthy cider vinegar for me, and now I should just leave it and let it do its job. And that's what I found absolutely phenomenally fascinating at the product that's going to come from this, and how many health benefits it's got for you. It just blows me away that Mother Nature can be so amazing, and most people that I even see locally have no idea. They always ask me, what are you doing? As if it's some weird first encounter of seeing somebody forage for wild food. And the 2 young girls yesterday when I was picking hawthorns, they asked, what are you doing? Wow. And so, you know, a little bit by little bit we educate people as we go, and hopefully Mother Nature will keep providing for us, and from that we can then utilise what she gives us for free. I always give back to the earth before I even take, and if I don't feel I've given enough, then I'll go and plant a tree, or I'll grow some seeds or scatter some wildflowers somewhere as part of my give back and thank you to her for being so generous. I love Mother Earth with all my heart. I protect her as much as I can, and today I'm about to take on a company who have contractors that come and manage the estate I live on. It's a private estate, and the gardeners were in today, which I'm truly grateful for, because they make the grounds look amazing. Until I asked him, the one guy I get on really well with, I asked him, what are you spraying with? Because he was spraying all the paved areas, and then he said the worst thing anyone could have ever said to me, and he said Roundup. Well, at that point, my friend, I nearly fell off my chair. Well, I wasn't sitting on a chair, I nearly fell to the ground. I was like, why on earth would you want to use carcinogenic chemicals? So we got into a bit of a fight. Well, we didn't, because he's a lovely guy. Anyway, I'll get back to that in a second. Let me just, sorry, I just cut the video off because I need to give you a different photo. I need to finish the apple story first. These are what's left over of the apples that I picked today, and I've got loads. These are russets, and you know the big one that I took off the tree? Oh, that was so sweet and delicious. It was bonkers. I have a feeling it was a well, I said the name of it earlier. Oh, it's gone. It'll come back. But anyway, so I know that these are russets because I can feel the roughy. They have like a rough skin on them, but they are good eaters, and I know because I ate one on the way home. So I've got all these to work with now still, of which I will use for my juices, and I will freeze them. I'll slice them up on the mandolin, and I will freeze them. So thank you to Mother Earth for blessing me with all of this. Thank you.
So I've decided, because this is such a long video already, 34 minutes, I'm going to tell you the roundup story in another video that I'm going to upload hopefully today or tomorrow, so that you can continue to follow me with that part, and also upload a different video where I went to actually pick the hawthorns and show you the apple tree where I got some of the apples from. So those two videos are going to be done separately, because this was otherwise would be here forever, and I'm conscious that I'm already into over 35 minutes worth of time here. So watch those other videos of picking the hawthorn berries, and also the apples that I went to get. So thank you very much, guys, for being patient. Oh, that'll be the bread. You're gonna laugh at life, haven't you, really? That's the bread machine telling me my bread's done, right? So anyway, as I was saying, thanks for watching. Please, if you would like to continue for this channel to grow, please help me with that. I'd be really, really grateful. And so subscribe, put your icon, the bell icon, click on that, and that will then tell you when I've uploaded a new video. Anyway, thank you so much. Many, many blessings to all of you, and stay with it. Namaste.